let's say you want an SUV, but you also don't want an SUV. Have I got a vehicle for you?
It's called the Mazda CX-3, and in the popular subcompact SUV segment, it is, without a doubt, the sportiest and least SUV-like contender. The first wave of sportiness comes from the CX-3's athletic, sculpted exterior.
But that sporting character also manifests itself dynamically with agile handling and tenacious grip, making the Mazda CX-3 a truly engaging car to drive. SUV.
You might expect the CX-3's superior handling to be matched by a serious powerhouse under the hood, and you would be wrong. Around town, acceleration is fine, but the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine is tuned for efficiency. Like its Miata cousin, the CX-3 is a momentum car. Handling gear changes in all CX-3s is a competent 6-speed automatic with sport and manual shift modes. Okay, so it might be fun to look at and drive, but as you learned during that regrettable trip to Cabo, good times come at a price.
For one, the CX-3 is not the cushiest subcompact SUV. If you want to justify it slightly from a ride, you better squeeze maximum joy out of every corner.
And two, the CX-3's tidy dimensions have serious implications for interior space.
The rear quarters are tight, even for a small SUV. I like the pleasing materials and stylish design, and I have enough headroom, but my knees are jammed into the seat back, and it doesn't take much effort to put my head against the front headrest. Ding. You'd probably just put in the sound effect, wouldn't you? Up front, life is better. The telescoping steering wheel doesn't telescope quite as much as I want, but I can still get a pretty decently comfortable driving position. And passenger space is great, assuming there's nobody of significance behind you.
The CX-3's small stature does help urban dwellers exploit tight parking spots, but be warned, narrow side and rear glass doesn't make the job any easier. Compared to the CX-3's 12.4 cubic foot cargo area, nearly every one of its competitors offers more space. In fact, so does the Mazda 3, which provides the same hatchback functionality as the CX-3 for about the same price, but with more space behind both the second and first rows. Interestingly, the CX-3 and Mazda 3 each have the same ground clearance, reducing this little guy's SUV cred to a $1,200 all-wheel drive system that knocks 2 mpg off both city and highway economy. It might lack the space and ruggedness once deemed essential for SUVs, but the Mazda CX-3 fights back with features. For right about $21,000 including destination charges, the base CX-3 Sport trim is competitively priced, offering cruise control, Bluetooth, an automatic collision avoidance braking system that operates under 19 miles per hour, and a backup camera displayed on a 7-inch touchscreen.
At least it's a touchscreen until you start driving, at which point the touch functionality is locked out and you have to use this control knob inconveniently located down here. Control issues aside, it's a fine system, but the lack of modern smartphone integration via Apple CarPlay and Android Auto makes my heart cry.
For a more indulgent CX-3 experience, higher trims and the option sheet can add automatic climate control, leatherette or leather-trimmed seating, a power memory driver's seat, LED headlights, 18-inch wheels replacing the base car's 16 inches, a heated steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, Bose premium audio, embedded navigation, smart key access to accompany the standard push-button start, and a variety of high-tech driver aids, including dynamic cruise control, lane departure warning, and blind spot monitoring.
There's also an available center armrest that covers where your drinks go, makes it hard to use this control knob, has a spot to stow your phone, but in this particular car, it gets a bunch of gunk on it, and when you put your arm on it, it squeaks a lot. How bad do you want to rest your arm?
Spec a truly grand touring trim, and the MSRP settles just shy of $29,000. As for resale values, the CX-3 is projected to perform near the top of a class that includes the Jeep Renegade, Chevy Trax, Toyota CHR, and perhaps the Kia Soul. For our money, the comparatively roomy, practical, and value-rich Honda HR-V remains the logical subcompact SUV to beat. But really, if logic drove all our car-buying habits, we wouldn't have a whole category of vehicles that sit just high enough we can all pretend they're not hatchbacks.
And that's fine. Humans are naturally emotional creatures. The Mazda CX-3 is not a particularly practical SUV, but it does have strong aesthetic and emotional powers. If you're going to defy logic, may as well have a little fun in the process.